Much of tonight was about movie stars who are now bigger than life. Who was our first movie star hero? Now, Craig Worth says for many kids like him in the 1950s and 60s, it was a cowboy with a horse and a guitar. It was Roy Rogers.
Well, of course it was. And Craig remembers when he and the other kids would dress up in Western clothes, just like Roy. In fact, Roy Rogers was once the most watched movie star in America. And years ago, of course he did, Craig spent a day with the late movie and TV cowboy.
He was the king of cowboys, defies all dangers and action-packed adventure of the West, Roy Rogers. Oh, it was so much simpler back then, when we had just one TV hero, one TV in the house, and even just one TV station in the whole state. We ate his cookies out of our Roy Rogers lunchbox, drank our hot chocolate out of Roy's thermos, left for school when Roy's clock said it was time, did our school work out of his pencil case, played with his trick lasso, and recorded it all on his cameras.
I guess Gabby was a little blunt. He has a habit of saying what he thinks.
And of course, we were glued to see him and Dale Evans on TV. And then, every Saturday, we'd watch one of his 100 movies at the theater. His San Fernando Valley was playing at the Murray, the Yellow Rose of Texas in Bountiful, while the Rainbow over Texas was at the Uinta. Along the Navajo Trail played in Holiday, My Pal Trigger followed in Bountiful, and the Tower was playing Utah, of course, our favorite. Good, wholesome movies.
Western Union, I want to send a telegram to Roy Rogers, Bar X Ranch, Coldbrook, Utah.
He was the king of cowboys, and no one better argue with him. Every kid of the 50s had his back.
Take it easy, Rogers.
He was so big that it made news when a kid from Lehigh actually got to meet him. Look at this, fellas. Hey, and another Utah kid actually got to meet him too. Okay, he didn't quite look the same as he did in the 1950s. Although Trigger did, yes, Trigger was stuffed, as legend holds.
Trigger was an amazing horse, huh?
Oh, he was. They threw away the pattern when they made Trigger. He was something else, and I was so lucky. I guess I was one of the luckiest cowboys.
Roy Rogers and Trigger. It was our TV West, even though the West out our windows didn't look like this. For on TV, all of us kids in the West lived on ranches and sang songs.
Moonlight as bright as day, pour out on that Utah trail.
And when you were the king of cowboys, well, you were the king, and this was yours and Trigger's car. Now, this is what you needed on the ranch, no doubt about it. And as a kid of the 50s, Roy let me touch the car.
Well, in that flashy era of the television cowboy, it just didn't get any better than this.
Not all was swell in the West. There was always a bad guy or two who wanted to take on the king of cowboys.
We had good fights in him, but we didn't stomp his face in and cut his leg off. In fact, I got making pictures today. I wouldn't even want Trigger to watch, but
there was just something about Roy. Kids of the 50s would flock to Apple Valley to see Roy Rogers long into the 1980s and to look at his life, for that was our life too. It was an unbelievable story about the old shoemaker from Ohio who grew up with the name Leonard Slye.
we got up one morning, Dad said, son, let's quit our job and go to California.
And from California came the movies, even the one called Utah, which was, of course, shot in California.
If there's a place more beautiful to view, more wonderful than Utah.
So if you didn't grow up in the 50s or carry a Roy Rogers flashlight or didn't know who was the king of cowboys, well, ask your parents or grandparents about it. Even if it was just during a Saturday matinee, you had to come west.